All right, guys, so welcome to part 2. Obviously, you guys know the design is done. We did some of the work behind creating the design. We did the research. We know what we want to call the product. We know that there's a search volume for this product. And we also know that other people are selling this product, so it probably indicates that there's some sales going on here that are potentially could be made. So what I did here real quick is I wanted to see how the product would naturally look, right? And I think overall it looks pretty good. This is a website called Place It. And Place It is a subscription-based company where you can kind of essentially get mock-ups for your designs. Now, this plays an important role when I end up marketing my product on Instagram, and I sell my products through Instagram and get more sales through Instagram. And the cool thing about Instagram is that I don't typically do Instagram like most people. And what do most people do? They just simply create an Instagram account, right? Maybe sometimes it's even their personal account, which I don't recommend, but sometimes they create a brand new Instagram account. They have 0 fans, 0 followers. They'll create images like this. They'll post them. They'll add tags to those posts, hashtags, and nobody will see them. And they'll post 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 images, and still nobody will see them. So what do I do for Instagram? Very, very simple. botsandapps.gumroad.com. They have an Instagram bot called the Follow-Unfollow Automator. They also have the comment and the like tool. The Follow-Unfollow Automator is a tool that will engage with people who I can target. So if I'm selling here a fishing design, right, I can target specific people who are into fishing. And I can post different designs of this fishing t-shirt, not just as a kid being the mock-up, but I have so many different mock-ups available. In fact, I could actually show you what I'm talking about right here. Look how many different ones here. There's so many. This is just related to fishing. Now, I actually have a subscription to this company, so actually, let me go ahead and refresh. I believe I was logged in. Yep, I'm logged in. So, but yeah, you kind of see how the system works. But yeah, you upload your image, and then it will end up on these mock-ups. But when I upload something to TeePublic, right, for example, and we could go ahead and start off with TeePublic, I need to start creating sales from TeePublic, let's say. If I don't have my own store, if I don't have my own e-commerce store, if I don't have my own website, I can do it on TeePublic, I can do it on Redbubble, I can do it on so many places. And just out of curiosity, I can go ahead and search here, Fishing Club. Let me actually spell it right. Fishing. Let's search for fishing, first of all. It's a fishing t-shirt over everything. And I actually downloaded the design here. Let's go ahead and head over to my downloads. And this is the design. And it looks decent. It doesn't look, it's not a 10 out of 10, obviously, but for a regular design, it's good. It doesn't have to be amazing. I've said this before, but in order for you to get a sale, your design has to be buyable. It does not have to be perfect, right? So all of these fishing designs, a design like this, a design like this, a design maybe like this, like this, like this, like this, my design can compete against, like, especially this one. Like, if I was to compare, I mean, this is personal opinion, but I think this design is better than this one. My personal opinion. Maybe not everybody agrees, but that's perfectly fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is this design here is not transparent. It does not have a transparent background. So I'm going to make it transparent really quickly. So I'm going to go over here to Canva. I'm going to make sure the background, there's no background there. I'm going to go over here, hit download, hit transparent, go over here, select, hit transparent, and hit download. And then I'm going to upload the design to TeePublic. Before I do, like I said, I can get some other ideas. I could search for Fishing Club, let's say, and just see if potentially I can compete. And I think I could, right? I think my design could potentially compete. Once again, is it going to be a 10 out of 10 winner? No, it's not going to be a 10 out of 10 winner. But is it going to generate sales over a slow period of time? The answer is absolutely. And I could do this 1,000 times over and get sales 1,000 times over, right? So I don't have to worry about that one product. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit upload art here. And I'm going to take the design and I'm going to upload it just like this. And the design is actually super simple, so it's not going to have a back to it. It's just going to have a front here on TeePublic. All right, and let's go ahead and wait for it to load. And what I'm going to do, and you can see here, by the way, how it's transparent because it has a checkerboard background. And I'm going to start working on these things. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to get rid of all these different links. And the reason why is I'm going to be using my TeePublic Tag Optimizer tool to help me figure out what tags I need to use. The next thing I'm going to do is open up my Notes app and erase all the content in there. Let's go ahead and get rid of this here. Let's get rid of this. And let's enlarge this. Let's open this up. And let's get rid of this. And we're going to use my bucket system. If you haven't seen a video on my bucket system before, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description for that other TeePublic video. So we have bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, and maybe, this is optional. So I'll put OPT here, bucket 4. Right? Bucket 4 is optional. And if you guys are not familiar with this tagging strategy, right, this is I call this the bucket system, where the best way to get your keywords to be seen in the TeePublic algorithm, and actually let me go ahead and show you guys this since I am making a video on it. When you have a design, let's just go ahead and click on one of these, right? So this design here, when you have designs, you could see like this design here, it's got tags. These tags are blue. They're clickable, the blue. But this one right here is not, right? I can't click on this. The reason why is because TeePublic looks at this, even though this is the title of the design, right? Which sometimes doesn't necessarily help if you add that as a tag. Just depends on the type of design. There's so many ifs, ands, or buts. But regardless, when there are designs that have tags, TeePublic will nominate what's relevant based on the tags that you've added. And if there's one that doesn't fit in the group, they're going to turn it into a tag like this, which means that if it's searched for, it's not going to show up in a competitive tag. So the word funny, for example, is competitive. There's going to be a lot of different designs on TeePublic for the keyword funny. And we've even spoken about this in the TeePublic tagging course. We go over this heavily, where we explain kind of why is it that some designs have these non-clickable tags. Each of these tags are an opportunity to be seen, to be heard on the TeePublic platform. And every single time you have the opportunity to be heard, you have the opportunity to make money, right? And that's organic. That's not even including social media like Instagram. You know, if you saw that Instagram spiel I just had in the beginning of this video, this is just purely through organic. So somebody can search for, let's use this one actually, retired 2022, not my problem anymore, vintage US flag t-shirt. If somebody sees this design, wants to buy for a friend, a dad, a cousin, whoever, let's just say they search for the word retire. They want to find a retirement shirt for a family member. They could potentially find that shirt somewhere here when they search the word retire. So if I search for the word retire, these exact same results are going to come up. Let me show you. So click here, retire, and there you go. The exact same thing. There's no difference, right? And so I can look through these designs, find the right one, or find one that's interesting to me, and I buy it. But you got to also think, not every single design is going to get sales every single day. You know, every single design can't get this sales every day, so it just doesn't happen. But when I find a design as a customer, I found it. Why? Because it was tagged with that keyword. A lot of people think that the title has something to do with it. The title has nothing to do with showing up in the search in TeePublic. That has more to do with Google, okay? So let's go ahead and start working on this. Now, let me go ahead and get rid of this first of all. Here is the TeePublic Tag Optimizer tool. I want to share some information about this tool and all the other tools on bots and apps. When you use a tool from bots and apps, this is actually the first one, TeePublic Tag Optimizer. When you use a tool from them, you have to use it the right way, okay? So I don't think it's going to work right now, and I'll show you why. This is a perfect example, is because I have multiple tabs open and more than one window open. So you could see here, I have a window open right here, right? And I have this. The tool shouldn't be able to work because it's too much going on. The tool's not going to be able to recognize the right page. They actually instruct on this. They talk about this. But if I search here for fishing club, right, I hit enter. And this is how the tool works. I go over here and hit optimize finder. Okay, maybe it's going to end up working. But typically, you're supposed to have only one tab open. All right, guys? That's kind of the point. But hey, it's ending up working. But if it says here getting tags, you just give it some time and it will produce the tags. If there's ever a moment in time where it doesn't get you the tags and it gets you some sort of issue, you have to make sure you only have one window open, which means one instance of a browser, and no other tabs open, okay? Hopefully that's very clear. So now that this is all here, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this here. This is bucket number 1. And the keyword that I searched to get that is the keyword fishing club, right? So that's the first one, all right? And I'll show you kind of why this matters down the road. Then I'm going to go ahead and look for more keywords. Well, let's think of a keyword that's related to our design. It doesn't necessarily have to be fishing club. It could just be fishing, right? So I could search fishing here and see what comes up. Now, fishing is more general. So whenever a keyword is more general or it's way, way too specific, the results are going to be all out of the loop. They're going to be, you never know what's going to come up, right? And like I said, it's important to go see that other video that I made on TeePublic. I'll leave the link in the description so you can see what I'm talking about. There was a keyword that we were finding that had all kinds of different stuff not related to our specific design. And obviously, when you're tagging, you want to create the most beneficial tags for your design. So here we have another list of tags here. And then we're going to go to bucket number 3. And we're going to search for another keyword. So that, for me, I can't think of a second keyword. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look between these two and find a second keyword or third keyword that could be my bucket. I recommend most of the time you have 3 buckets. If you can't, you can't. But most of the time, go for 3. All right? So here it says fishing gifts. That's not a bad idea. Okay? Fishing is my life. Now, there are certain ways that you should use this gifts keyword. Not 100% of the time. It could be used as a bucket keyword, but I definitely don't recommend it as a tag, okay? Fishing lover. Fishing lover works. That's a good keyword. I can go ahead and use that for my design, right? So let me go ahead and go over here and then search for fishing lover, and let's hit enter, and let's see what comes up. And then we're going to go over here and then hit optimize finder, okay? And we're going to see the different results that may arise, right? And there's a whole bunch of different designs here. Let's go ahead and give it a minute. And for the TeePublic tag tool, it's looking through all the designs in the search. It's finding what are the most relevant to this main keyword here, fishing lover. So it does take some time, okay? So that's bucket number 3. And for this instance, I'm not going to be using a bucket number 4. It's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and configure now our keywords, right? So here, let's give it a space between each bucket, right? And this is where we're going to be adding our keywords that we potentially find interesting and related. So we have fishing club. That's going to be one keyword that I'll use. In this case, I can use the keyword fishing as well, and I can use fishing lover as well. So I can copy these and put them here. I have 3 keywords now that can be tags for my design. Well, let's go ahead and find what's similar within these keywords and think about using them. First thing we have is bass, and bass is referred to a fish. Now, I'm not a fishing expert, but is this a bass? I don't know. So let me go ahead and do some research. For all the fishing experts out there, I don't know if you would call this a bass, honestly, but for fishing experts, what kind of fish do you think this would be, in your opinion? Could it pass for a bass? Maybe. Usually bass have that little fin at the top. They have like a fin that ends here. So it might look a little bit different, but if somebody was going to buy this gift for a friend, it could kind of pass, right? And also keep in mind we want to utilize as many keywords as we possibly can. So in this case, I might use the word bass indeed for my design. In fact, I might use all kinds of different fish for my tags, okay? Because if somebody's going to buy this, like let's say somebody's going to buy this as a gift for somebody else, they might not really know anything about fishing, but they just found a nice fishing shirt, they want to buy it for them. Our point is we want to rank at the top of tags, and we have to pick keywords that are related to the bucket main keyword, so that when we add all the different tags at the end, they all are clickable. That's the whole point. If we maximize the amount of traffic, we maximize the amount of visits. We maximize the amount of visits, then we maximize the potential to get a sale. Keep that in mind. So here we have fishing lover, fishing, fishing club, bass. We also have fishing lover. Let me go ahead and delete this since we already added it. So let me delete that. Fishing is my life. Fishing is my hobby. We can add those. Okay. We can even add fishing is life, right? That's an option. We have activity. See, a keyword like activity is not going to be a good one because it's too broad. What activity are we talking about, right? Arctic, definitely not. Words like club penguin, definitely not. Beach, gamer, not related to what we're doing. Beach is related, but it's not a keyword that I would use for my tags, right? If somebody's searching for a beach-related shirt, does not necessarily mean they're looking for a fishing-related shirt. That's important. Blowfish, fish out of water, fishbowl, none of these I would add. Fisherman, I would definitely add. That's a phenomenal keyword. And this keyword here should be in bucket 1 along with fishing is life, all right? And so here we have so far fishing club, bass, fishing is life, fisherman, fishing is my hobby, fishing is my life. I don't know about fishing is my life. We'll kind of wait and see. Fishing lover. Let's go ahead and keep looking here. We have largemouth bass fishing. That's an idea. I already added bass, so not sure if I'm going to use that. Here we have fishing lover, sea, water, ocean, fisherman. Let's see what else. Deep sea fishing. That's good. Deep sea fishing. Okay. Let's see. We have back catalog, crocodile, forest, gator. Fishing is my hobby. We have carp. Carp is a certain kind of fish. If it looks somewhat related to the type of fish that we have, I don't mind adding it in our design here. Yeah, it's kind of not really. It doesn't look the same, but I'm not against totally adding it, even though once again it's not the same. We have walleye. I saw here walleye, which is a certain kind of fish. I believe it's a walleye salmon, walleye trout. I don't know. Pike is also a fish. Speaking of pike, let's go ahead and add trout as well. Like I said, for these fishing style t-shirts, there are countless tags that we can potentially add. They're a little more general, not exactly the same, but we can use them, and we could try to dominate the niche by adding as many keywords as we possibly can. We have fishing lover, bass boats, bass fishing designs, bass fishing gear, big mouth bass. For now, let's just start adding these keywords so we can see how much we've already added. So let me go to my TeePublic here, tag, add some of these tags, and I'm going to add fishing club here, right? And then now fisherman is a tag that I added, so let's go ahead and add that. We have these, copy these. Fishing, we already have. Fishing is my life. Fishing is my hobby. Let's see here. Fishing addict is a good one. Let's continue. Let's copy these. And that's pretty much it. We don't have a space for any more. Okay, we have a space for one more tag. So these are not related. What's recommended? We could potentially use wildlife, but wildlife is, I think, personally more for hunting. But I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to actually add fishing season because I saw this word said hunting season. So I'm going to add the word fishing season and go ahead and add that. Let's see. Oh, we actually have space for one more tag. Okay. Let's see. New fishing, fishing hobbies, fly fishing. What is fly fishing? It's a certain kind of fish, right? So let me see here. Fly fishing. Let me go on Google here. Go to TeePublic and search fly fishing. We can also add the keyword salmon. I forgot about that. Fly fishing is good, honestly. Fly fishing. Let's see if we can add both. We'll see. Okay. Fly fishing and salmon fishing. Let's see. Yep, that's it. That's the limit. We hit the 15 limit. So that's it. So that's going to be good for our tags. Let's go ahead and add our main keyword here, which is going to be fishing club. Now, why is this important? If you guys remember in the last video when we used the SEO keyword research tool, the word fishing club shirt got 30 searches a month. If the word fishing club shirt got 30 searches a month, there's a potential where our shirt will end up on Google. This is why I say it's very, very powerful to own your own website and do this exact strategy for your own website. You find the keyword, you find the SEO keyword, and then you kind of create based on that keyword. So in the case of TeePublic, that last keyword is going to change, whether it's a shirt, whether it's a hoodie, depending on what the item actually is, right? So the cool thing about this as well, the way we designed, is that this cool t-shirt can work for any color, right? Any color shirt it can work for. So what I like to do is make sure all of these are checked, right? Every single box here is checked because somebody might, you never know, they could buy a color that you might not have thought about, like red heather or even the blue, turquoise heather, right? And then you want to set like a default color for it. So I can set any kind of color here as a default. I think I'll go with white for this, okay? And it's a simple color, so it doesn't need, that much craziness to it. We can add blue here, and we could also add any color that we want here. So here I'm going to go with this white and black right there. And now this design is effectively complete. I might even switch this actually. Switch this to black just because everything else is that way. And now all I have to do is add a description and make sure these products are placed correctly on my or the designs are placed correctly on the rest of the products, and it's good to go. So for here, I'm going to think of a description. So I'm going to say, want to join our fishing club? ? And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to add certain keywords that I've added here. So, are you a fisherman? ? Well, then you need this fishing club shirt, or you need this fishing club merch. That's better. Okay. Fishing. We are all in this together. And fishing is my hobby, right? So fishing is my hobby. Fishing is my life. Whether you fish pike, because pike is right here, or trout, you need this epic fishing merch made for fishing addicts. There we go, just like that. And then what we're going to do is once again make sure everything is placed here correctly, make sure the designs are altered and they look presentable on our products. So here everything's presentable. Here, this would need a little bit of centering. This as well looks presentable, right? Nothing too bad there. Maybe move this just a millimeter down. Our sticker looks good. Our phone cases look decent, look pretty good. Okay. Yeah, and I don't think I have any complaints. Looking at all of them, I don't have anything complaints. Let's go ahead and hit publish here, and that is it. Brand new. Nothing better than seeing this Zero design sold here, because now it's time to take the shirt, use the mock-up that I showed you, and start marketing it on Instagram, okay? So thank you for watching part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll leave a link in the description box to that below. And if you haven't seen my other TeePublic tagging videos, I'll also leave a link in the description box down below for them as well. If you want to grab the TeePublic tag tool, that will be in the description box. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.